What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel. This is Laughing Hyena, talking to you about a story. Now this one is one that I talked about in my last video, so without any further ado, let's get into it. This will be titled, The Worst Teacher Ever. It's the worst teacher I've ever had in my life. It's not just like they were a really bad teacher and they didn't know what they're talking about, but it was one of those situations, I think everyone's been in this situation, where the teacher's old and they just don't understand like how young people like say things and mean it, because like, not being rude, but like obviously time and things change between like when they were a kid and when we're a kid, so a lot of things are taken wrong by them. So let's show me the story. This was last year. I was in 9th grade and this is my English teacher. I'm going to give my English teacher a name. This name will be, I don't know, Miss Smith. So anyway, before class, because you know we're kids, line open our 2 lines, teacher comes along, lets us in class. That's all good. So I'm sitting in the front row and Miss Smith does the usual. She writes up on the board what she's going to teach for the lesson and all that. And then she was reading an article to us from a booklet. So Miss Smith then proceeds to walk to the back of the classroom, and I was sitting in the first row of seats, so at the very front of the classroom, and she was all the way at the back. So she started reading and I couldn't really hear her, and I've always been taught, and like as I was raised as a kid, to always like look someone in the eyes when they're talking. So I then turned around to look at my teacher, Miss Smith, and she proceeded to get cranky at me. I don't understand why, for turning around and looking at her. So that sucked. And then basically, like, this isn't, I'm not saying this isn't all her fault, but like some of it's mine, of course, but she wasn't the best teacher ever. So yeah, so then she got cranky at me and everything, and told me how I was being rude and that I needed to turn around and I shouldn't be turning around and looking at the back of the room. And I just proceeded to say to her, "But miss, you're standing at the back of the room reading something and I'm looking at you so I can hear you properly." But Miss Smith didn't care, told me to turn around. I then looked at my mates sitting next to me, because like I had mates sitting next to me, and they laughed and tried to argue the point a little bit, because you know, they're sticking up for me, we're friends. Miss Smith did not care at all. So basically from that lesson on there, I basically didn't like the teacher, because, you know, I didn't find it worth it if I was just going to go into class and then get in trouble for nothing. So over the course of that year, I then, you know, didn't do much work and got in trouble 2 or 3 times, which was probably my own fault. But it was because, you know, she sort of ignored me a bit, I would like to say. So I wasn't doing all my work all the time. And then she, like, you know, over the time, was like trying to be really nice to me and say sorry, and like trying to be my best friend, because she knew like she had made a mistake and what she'd done was wrong. So then for the rest of that term I basically had her sucking up. And then in Australia, we have 4 terms of school, and when you're in high school, at the second term you'll usually have what's half yearlies. And I'm a pretty much smart student. I'm not saying like I'm the smartest person ever, but I'm fairly smart, you know, I know what I'm doing. And so I then proceeded to do really good at my half yearly, and she started to try and be a friend with me and everything like that, so just making up with me like I said before. But when it comes to that, I got my report at the end of the year, and I ended up being in, I think, the top 15 of the class or something out of 30 people. So basically, like, she was having these goes at me because I was, you know, doing all my work and that, and then I ended up in the top 15. So I know, I'm not being cocky or anything, but like it just shows. So yeah, she's trying to be my friend. Now I've moved to a new school. I love my new English teacher. It's great. It's pretty good. I really enjoy it. You know, my new school's awesome. Have new mates there. I do miss like my old school and that, but as always, this has been Laughing Hyena. If you did enjoy what I've just talked about, what I've said, and like these new types of videos, I will have some trick shotting. I'm going to work on that next weekend, bring out some trick shotting videos. So if you did enjoy what you've seen, please make sure you do like and subscribe, and tell me what you think of the video. This is me and my mate Neil Maluno 1v1ing each other. You know, as you can see at the end here, I'm getting meter striked. I didn't know what to do. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Yo, DJ, put a nigga back to the record, baby, and give me this right now.